Live from Culver City, California, welcome to the 22nd Annual Sheky Awards. Here's your host, Dave Dameshek.
Hi and hello, football fans. Welcome to our annual special, the Sheky Awards. 22nd annual, give or take a few years. I'm not exactly sure. We're ready to roll here. This is how we culminate each and every calendar year. Yes, the Academy Awards talk about the best movies, and they analyze that. The Grammys take care of music. We do all the rest. We got everything else coming up, culminating, of course, with Fruit of the Year, the granddaddy of all.
We do Broadway.
Categories.
That's what we do.
That's it.
We do Broadway.
Well,
What?
We
Is that
may,
somebody else?
I don't know.
Oh.
May not get to the Tonys. Anyhow.
Oh, that's right. The Tonys do Broadway.
They got that one. But, yeah, you know what? Maybe we'll leave
That's a good idea.
the live theater
to the
them.
Tonys.
I don't know, though. I don't know where we may wind up.
I could talk theater.
Oh, look who's still campaigning at the 11th hour.
Right, I am.
The important category.
I am.
The emerging category of best impression heard on the DDFP.
Oh, am I no longer
2017?
eligible for best non-football playing guest because I'm a regular? Is that?
Well,
am
we'll get to that one. We'll get to that one.
I thought I was invited because I thought it was like Kobe getting invited to the Kids' Choice Awards. Like, hey, if you show up, we'll give it to you.
We have many interesting categories upcoming here.
I've already ruined this. I'm sorry.
If you're a long-time listener of the DDFP and past incarnations of my foolishness, you know what the core categories are. We'll mix in some new ones as well. Like I say, that's what we do. To keep hip and now, we always have to keep updating. And, a few years ago, best impression, that was neither here nor there.
Yet here we are.
Can we talk about hip and up to date?
It may be the most fascinating of
all. We need to
all.
talk about hip and up to date just for 1 second, because as with every good award show, the red carpet were right before here, and you rocked that.
Well, you know what?
You are looking great today, Dave.
I'm usually a big advocate of, when somebody pays you a compliment, it's nice to pay one back. But in this case, thanks for dressing up.
Didn't get the memo.
Both of you.
Nope, didn't even wear any makeup.
Let's say hello to those seated to my immediate left. They are the full, both halves. One,
two halves makes the whole, I guess. Yeah,
whatever
it's
a
called.
The hosts of Free
1 plus
Money,
1 equals 3, really.
AKA Game Theory and Money. Track it down on iTunes and or at NFL.com/podcasts. And, of course, he is the host, one half of the finest radio show in all the land, Petros and Money, on AM 570 here in Los Angeles. Otherwise, track it down on iHeartRadio.
If you've been listening lately, all we've been doing is playing Macho Man interviews with Gene Okerlund from the last.
Is that right?
That's all we.
I've heard what I've read on Twitter is that there's a lot of your so-called grab ass.
Yes.
It
has been all
good.
Macho Man interviews with Mean Gene. For whatever reason, the last 2 weeks, we have just fallen into that hole, and we cannot climb out of it. And I can't recommend it.
It's a happy place to be.
It really is a good place to be.
It's a better hole to fall into than that one in, what's her name falls into. Like, put the bear bottle in the bar.
Oh, yes, the Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah. What?
I was thinking of
That's a hole that's not a hole you want to be
in. Return of the Jedi. You don't want to be in that one. The one that's like a throat that has the weird things that gave the kids.
The Sarlacc pit.
There you go, the Sarlacc.
I always thought that was an overrated punishment because, like, they always say, like, if you go into the Sarlacc pit, you'll be slowly digested over 1,000 years. It's like
terrible.
Well, I don't know if you heard, but, I'll be dead in a couple of days anyway. Digest me for however long you want. And by the way, doesn't that go against how long it takes for the body to just go away on its own? If you just set me out,
I want to be awarded.
All right, we'll get to all of it. Already Emma VP's getting crazy behind the glass because she knows we have a lot to get to.
My
apologies,
Emma.
Let's hear. I think we'll eschew the category this year, as a matter of fact, of best theme song. But quickly, let's hear Matt Money Smith, shall we?
Got bad eyesight, he's a Chicago guy.
That's enough. Okay.
Right to the hook.
I like that, Emma VP. Nice update there.
Good queuing up there, Emma.
You watch her on game day morning. You see her on Thursday Night Football, a wrap for this calendar year. But you have seen her there. Fantasy Live with both these guys. Anyhow, right? They're still doing the Fantasy Live, right?
Yeah.
I thought so.
Everything.
It's Cynthia Frelund, everybody.
Does it all.
Running marathons for her fitness goals on the DDFP she got the stat control.
Nice. That was nice.
job.
See, good.
Nice.
Right, cut to the
Couple
chase.
2-tree bars.
Before we jump into the awards, we always try to say thanks at the end of each Sheky Awards. Let's try to breeze through those real quick. Emma VP, our head writer, a breakout star. Well, not a breakout. Her breakout was a year ago.
Stop.
But gangbusters work. That's the hard thing, Money. You worked in the record industry. You know, the debut can be a splash. It's the follow-up that's
No sophomore slump here.
But Emma VP has perhaps even elevated her game.
The old
this
saying
past calendar
is
year.
you've got an entire lifetime to write your first record.
Right.
And a year to write your second.
Right.
Not easy.
We'll see if Emma VP continues her writing.
Good luck,
in
Emma.
2018. But
You've had a lifetime. Now you get a year.
No. 2016
Oh, right.
debut. 2017.
No sophomore slump.
Very
I got
nice
you.
work
Yeah, no
by
sophomore
her.
slump. No sophomore slump.
Mark Brady, we see him behind the glass, always the greatest advocate, greatest supporter of the
best.
DDFP. No better guy to oversee.
I
what
wish
we're
he
doing
wouldn't
here.
encourage us to get crazy like he does. I just feel like he's always trying to get us in
He's
trouble.
always like, can you
know?
you can work in some swears.
He's like, you guys
you
really?
please do some
You got to start
swears?
pushing it, guys. I am not happy. I want more.
That's not my thing. I don't work blue, Mark Brady. And he's like, well, so I couldn't hurt though, dirty it up. That's
We're
what the
looking for
kids
downloads.
are into, right?
Let's go.
So
Sophomoric. More sophomoric
I'm
humor.
not
That's what I want.
comfortable with the scatology like you, Mark Brady. I mean, every third word out of his mouth is a four-letter one, but
It's something.
that's for him. Ryan Bartlett, our producer, we appreciate his great work. Kent Brown, of course, Eddie Spaghetti. Talk about a breakout star this year. Our sideline reporters, he's one of the three. Indy and Savvy also up for an important award. There's Erica Tamposi. If you enjoyed seeing the little whatever you call it, feature thing I did from Pittsburgh before the Patriots and Steelers game out in the snow. Erica Tamposi, a major role in doing that, as well as other little videos for us. Who else, Emma VP?
Who have I forgotten?
Anyone else?
I mean, we got our
It's enough
director
already.
behind the glass, our technical director, Steve
Really?
the Pirate, JD.
Okay, all right.
Professor.
Said Daddy Spaghetti.
We love the professor and there they are, the Pirates back there. Look at them. Oh, we got the A gang here today, right? We got the
Well, it is the
starters.
Shekys.
We pulled them out for the
Absolutely.
starters here. All right, what do you say? Do we get to an award here? It's been an exciting
Let's do
2017
it.
season, and happy holidays, by the way, to everybody. Made even happier by those who get to take home a coveted Sheky Award.
Larger this year.
Yeah, well, that's nice, isn't it?
Things get bigger every
Not
year.
unlike
Ratings were good last year.
Not unlike the host that they are meant to portray.
Same outfit, though.
Yeah, that's it. That's nice. I
Is
like
it
that
ironed?
award.
Is
So-
there toothpaste on the pants anywhere?
What do we do here?
Seems a
What
little-
do we say? Do we
Leather
just
pants.
jump right into
Let's go.
some hot
Do it.
ticket
Let's
items?
go.
That's what they do at the
Get
Academy
going.
Awards. They do
Right away.
best supporting
Big
actor.
one straight out
That's
the
a
gate,
big
right.
Do it. Come on.
Let's do one of the biggest ones annually. Best football playing guest.
Ooh, who's up?
The nominees for Best Football Playing Guest are Malcolm Jenkins,
What kind of show is this that we're on right now? I don't know what's going on.
Good one.
Will Blackman,
We're a little fraternity that we're trying to take someone out
Oh.
for the whole season. I don't believe anyone's ever trying to do that. That's
Ryan Shazier,
I honestly think he stole a book from Harry Potter and took the invisible cloak and just ran down the field.
The Melvins,
Since I'm on air,
Yeah, you're on.
okay, Eminem, right? Melvin and Melvin.
You win the chess club match if you have two Melvins, but you don't win pro football games, do you?
Yeah, you do. When you got two Melvins like we got, you do.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
and Bryce Duffel Butler.
Bryce Butler, how say you?
I'm going to throw it.
All right. That's, I mean,
They're a really hard
category.
Can you imagine?
Woo.
Any thoughts? Anybody? Any feelings about any of those guys? You went to school with Will Blackman.
I was about to
Cindy
say,
Frelund.
so the personal connection to Will Blackman.
At Money Smith probably wants to advocate for his
I do
bolts
not want to
there.
get on
Malcolm
the bad side
Jenkins-
of Melvin Ingram. That is one man
No.
whose bad side I do.
How did
not
he not
wanna
make
be
the
on.
Pro Bowl?
I know,
as
it's
a-
ridiculous.
I don't know which is more outrageous, his omission or Cam Hayward's. It's crazy. I mean,
Both
let's
bad.
say both.
Yeah.
Both. And Malcolm Jenkins just good human.
Well, yeah, we'll get to the proper announcement of America's team 2017. I have announced previously that I've decided to make that an annual award. The
Got it.
Cowboys don't just get to forever just own that crown.
Do not believe it's trademarked.
No,
You
listen.
can do with it what you wish.
I don't know what they've done with it, and I don't care. You know what? Dameshek plays by
Who's
his
the
own
winner?
rules.
Who's the winner?
Let's get to it now. The best football playing guest. By the way, the year did start at the Super Bowl with Malcolm Jenkins. Just
Usually when the timpani, the last boom, is when the envelope opens.
The 27th.
Oh, that was great
Sheky
timing.
Award for the best football playing guest is number 50, Ryan Shazier. Of course, we're giving it the 50.
Absolutely.
Nice blazer he wore that day.
He also talks about Harry Potter, which is amazing.
In a tough spot right now. We wish him obviously nothing but the best. A wonderful guy
I can take that for
whose
you.
priority in life is his little kid, and we love that. And
get that Sheky out to him.
just a funny and good fella and everything
What's
else.
better than this?
Yep.
This is going to bring him so much, not just holiday, but year-round cheer.
I mean, yeah, I would think so. Yeah, that's a nice thing for
All
him.
right. It's a good start. It's a good start.
All right, we're off and running here. You know what? I'm going to change up the order here. Unlike what Emma VP, you're already upset.
Not a look. That is not a look
What
that
a
I want.
stink eye from Emma VP.
When you go out of order, it kind of throws off the team behind the glass. is all.
Stay in order.
This is all right, but I'm just going to work in ones that we don't have,
Okay.
that we don't need a decision. This is one that's obvious,
Okay.
and Cindy just hinted at it. America's team, 2017. The Sheky goes to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
That's right. They got Chris Long. They got Torrey Smith. They were a feel-good story throughout. They had great touchdown celebrations. Their rise will not be muted by Carson Wentz's knee injury.
I don't like it.
Why not?
I mean, how do you not give it to the Houston Astros? They've already won a World Series. You
Right.
think of all that city had to endure.
Yeah.
You got a diminutive Altuve star who's running around at 5'3", much like Steph Curry, giving hope to young kids
I
all
didn't
over
realize.
the place.
See, your brain is expanding beyond the world of pro football.
Oh, I got you. I didn't know it was limited. You say America's team. You didn't say America's football team.
You're right about
So-
that.
Fair.
No, I was
Fair
limiting
point.
it to the
I got
ranks
you.
of pro football.
My mistake.
So yeah, in that case, we will stick with the Philadelphia
Okay.
Eagles doing gangbusters.
Last time
on
I
and
get
off
invited
the
to this
field.
award show.
Next, the best letter of the alphabet. This is one. See again to show you that flexibility is something that is a part of Dameshek's mindset.
I can't believe you're taking this on.
People always say you're a curmudgeon. You just wish everything was like it was when you were growing up. Au contraire, because I retired the best alphabet letter category some years ago because I felt Q was the dominant letter. Now
just
we've
a
had to
contrarian
reopen it
position.
at the encouragement of one Adam Carolla. Let's hear the nominees for best letter of the alphabet.
The nominees for best letter of the alphabet are Q, D, and X.
Yeah, D makes the final cut there because I know where my bread's buttered. Obviously,
Well, right, because
I love it once.
RSDLNE, those are the most common letters.
Carolla, the reason this category was reopened was because he made a fascinating case on the Adam Carolla show on Good Sports that I do with him that X is versatile. You know, it can stand for
In math, it's like literally
huge in
everything.
math.
Huge in math.
Yeah, Carolla was struck by the fact that he saw on a baseball ticket row X, and it tripped him up because he thought it must have been a misprint, because why would they X out whatever row he was in? And this got his mind spinning in the direction of, that's
Sure.
how versatile X is. It was a victim of its own success.
I mean, this is the person to talk to about X.
X. I'm all about X.
Yeah.
Literally, it means anything you want. X is the thing you solve for.
Well, football teams, football players like to throw up the X. You know,
X factor.
Yep. I mean, it's
everything. It's X.
Yeah, it's got range. Q, I always admire for
what?
its aspirational
Well,
quality.
it's like it stands up. It has a little kickstand. That's
yeah,
why Q's
well, listen,
so good.
here's what's great about Q. Q can when you think about
Sell me. I'm not sold. I'm sold on X. I'm not sold on Q.
Q is a nerd, right? Q resides among X, Y, and Z,
Q
right?
doesn't go to any parties. Where does Q ever get invited?
Q. You know what Q does? Q's
What?
not waiting around for the invite. He's crept his way all the way up. You think, oh, he's down there with X, Y, and Z. No, look again. He's crept his way all the way up past R. RS&T. Q lives up with the fancy pantsies. He's climbing the ladder
Good
while
neighborhood.
everybody else is laying around. Before you know it, I wouldn't be surprised by like 2025 if he's up there, if it's A, Q, B,
point.
C, D.
Q's taking a run at H because you never pronounce your H's. So Q's definitely taking a huge run at H in your book.
What do you mean I don't pronounce my
You say human in huge.
human? Excuse me. I don't say Houston.
What's the winner?
Good luck to everyone.
It's going to be X.
It's got to be X.
The 2017 Sheky Award for best letter in the alphabet is Q. It fights off the competition and holds on.
Boy, this is one of the most egregious oversights
Amazing.
since Shakespeare in Love.
Can I tell you now? Now let's do another one. We're going to drop a new one in here, Emma VP, and this is worst letter in the alphabet. There's only one that I need to say here.
You're on your own.
Can I have my drum roll, please? Thank you. It's the letter C. What is the letter C's business? What do we don't even need you. Imagine C.
Really?
First of all, he gets to live
Really?
up there with the fancy pantses. Lives
It
up in
sounds
the
like an
penthouse.
S sometimes. It sounds like a K
That's
sometimes.
right.
Sounds like, I mean, there's a lot of,
How do you think that makes the other alphabet letters feel? K's like, hey, C, we don't need you. I got this covered. What are you horning in on my business? You know, I got corner covered. We don't need you. Well, you know, I was cat. You know, I can spell cat just as easily as you there, C. Residing up there in your tower looking down at the rest of us. Then, where do you think S comes down on this thing? S is like, yeah, hey, I feel your pain, K.
You know, you have an S
I
and a
can
K
cover
in
this.
your name, so
we don't need you, you know. I don't need your help with the S. That's what I'm here for, you know? C. Horning in on everybody's business. We would be, I'm going to say something
Keep
bold
going.
right now.
Keep going.
If you took the letter C out of the alphabet, we would not skip a beat as a society.
wow. Okay.
You know what?
Look, it's.
Listen.
I'm sorry. I'm not.
It's flu season, and I am leaning on vitamin C these days. So you guys
Meryl
can go
Streep.
ahead and lose it. I'm gonna keep my vitamin. I don't need a vitamin S. I know the vitamin K I need a little bit from a color, but I need my vitamin C.
I hear
So
you.
I'm not gonna let you take that.
I
from
hear
me.
you. And
I need it.
I understand. I'm not afraid. You know, Meryl Streep gets up there in her big moment, and she makes a controversial speech, according to some. I'm not afraid of the same sort of controversy.
You're likening yourself to Meryl Streep.
I mean, you know, both immense talents, you know, generational talents, sure. Highly regarded by peers and
What's next?
fans
What's next?
alike. Let's move on now to
let's.
this is an interesting one. Best radio play-by-play announcer.
I don't
If
see
you will
that.
Give me the drum roll, please.
See that?
It's Matt Money Smith.
Oh.
Congratulations.
Thank
to
you
Matt
very
Money.
much.
This is exciting.
Oh, really?
to
I
be
really
here.
get this?
This is exciting to
boy.
be here for this one, isn't it, Cindy
Absolutely.
Freeland? Did you know you were working with? I mean, I don't know what this
I
is
did,
going to do
actually.
moving forward.
I did actually know that.
It'll
He's
make me
also-
even more intolerable around these parts because, as you remember, Dave, last year when I was awarded the Sheky for Best Non-Football Playing Guest, I carried it around on my person for no less than 2 weeks.
Wow.
And I reminded everybody, this guy right here
Mm-hmm.
may have not been born with the genetics to play the violent game of football and dress up in his plastic outfit and go at it every Sunday.
But he
Put a
burned
microphone
enough,
in front of him.
He
That's
burned enough nails
That's
in
right.
his formative years that he now has that golden voice.
couple
Yes,
Benson
MLB.
and Hedges, and here I am.
All right, our favorite radio
I can leave now.
analyst out there right now. Drum roll, please. You would think it would be Maurice Jones-Drew, and you would be right. Maurice Jones-Drew wins
right,
the 2017 Sheky for our favorite radio analyst in all of pro football. Next up, do we want to get through some technical awards here, Emma VP?
Let's do the pie off one.
The
Look who's
pie
here.
off one.
Oh, yeah.
Pie off runner-up. I don't know how this one goes. So, this is one. So this is just a quick update. Do we have any sound for this or anything? You do. Okay, I'm not sure even how this goes. The pie off runner-up has seen its share of controversy over its more than half decade's worth of competition, but it reached a new level this year because Al Davis, a.k.a. Tara Deeker, has insinuated herself into the conversation even after the loss. She's shopping around her pie with no dignity.
I saw her in the background of a video you posted the other day.
She's embarrassed herself, and now it's led us to.
I can't. Maybe just a little bit.
I can't stand up to physically to Willie McGinnis, and now he's now Tara Deeker. It's sort of like, you know what it's kind of like is how Cersei has the mountain behind her. Now you have to listen to Cersei whether you want to or not.
Deeker's got.
Now
Willie.
there's Willie McGinnis. What am I going to say no when he demands we do a new pie off or a head-to-head challenge? Anyway, let's get to the sound here. I don't even know what it is.
The nominees for Best Second Place Finisher in a Pie Off are
Wait,
No.
what? She's here?
It's
What
a
is she
head-to-head.
doing here?
Come on, really?
Mark is took
I get
in
to try a
Pie-Off
pie.
4 and Tara Deeker in Pie-Off 6.
Look at that.
Holy hell.
Look
Wait
at
a
that pie.
second.
What do we got here?
Look who walked through the door like some heel in the WWE. It is the aforementioned Tara Deeker. What's the poop?
What's up, Deeker?
Deeker, where's your red lipstick?
Who cares what she's up to? She
What
brought
is
a
that?
pie.
What is it?
Today.
What is it?
Yum.
What is that, Deeker? What do we got?
It's I used to call it the sweet Heath pie because I crushed up some Heath bar. That was my secret ingredient.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm going with.
Was
'Cause
that the one?
I kind of made I took
amazing.
from one pie and
Really
I added
good.
from another pie and
I like this
love
category.
the.
I like this category
I love
now.
that the pie is here, but I also think it's diabolical that she showed up with a pie. That's what she wants to be, basically.
But-
is, the Kanye to Mark.
all I really want to know is did
Plates
I win
and
a
forks.
Sheky?
Plates and forks. You can have mine if
I'm
you go
about-
get me plates and forks.
I
I'm
Sorry.
about
Fork.
to pull it apart with my bare mitts, is what I might do.
Yeah.
What we had planned was to do a head-to-head runner-up reckoning and have Iztuk's 2015 runner-up to Tara Deeker's winning pie,
Ah.
his so-called crack pie versus this year's sweet Heath pie, which is indeed delicious. But instead, I think we'll just dig into here.
Let's do that.
Well, we're calling it the reckoning, like the real world road world
I like
challenge.
it. I like
Gotcha.
it.
That's what's
Emma
happened.
VP, I'm not obligated to give Deeker a Sheky Award, though, am I?
You're not obligated,
But
but she's making a pretty
feel
strong
like
case.
If
This is obscene. This is untoward.
listen, I don't need any awards. My accolades for the pies that I've baked since
Good.
my
I'm
off-
glad to hear it.
You
have
actually
been
checked the
plenty.
the replay booth behind
look
you.
at that. There
you
we
can
go.
see that helps you at all.
I think
So Gene Steratore used the pie to see if it was a first down, I see.
hello.
Oh,
it's a
guess
big
what?
Oh, look who showed up when the pies
there's
came.
free food
Oh,
about.
there's pies, oh.
There's free food about. Well, I'll have some of that. Brilliant. That. Deeker, I like you.
There we
I
go.
like your
Gotta
gumption.
Oh,
I don't know. Listen,
This
I'm
is
in a
for both of
generous
us.
mood. It's the holiday season.
this is for the both of us. It's for Handsome Court.
No, it's not. Don't lie. Give your headset away. See, that's a lie. Now I might have to take it away.
I'd like to thank
You
my
can't
friends,
just
my
give
family,
away awards.
all the people
They're
possible.
playing you off, Deeker.
Thank you, Dameshek. This means everything to me. This means the world to me.
Look at that, Deeker.
Oh,
You and I
Gorgeous.
are together forever now.
yeah.
Guess who
well,
wins?
then that's
All of us.
then that's worth it.
All right. All right. Well done, Deeker. Thanks so much. That's excellent. But
Hold on
I
a second,
do.
though, Dave.
I'm still calling. You know what, though? Points.
We're like, don't take it. Oh.
Points for
Cut it up.
gumption. Points for ambition. If I can reward Q for showing that sort of grit, so too can Tara Deeker win
Well
a
done,
Sheky
Deeker.
Award. What?
But they don't at the Oscars. They're not like, oh, she's a nice lady. I'll just give her an Oscar. That's what this is.
Well, no, she was
they're-
nominated. I mean, it's just, maybe Mark Istook got hosed, but I don't care. He didn't bring a pie, right?
Kimmel runs
Am
a
I
tighter
really
ship
upset
at
about
the
that?
Academy Awards than Dameshek
Exactly.
has here at the Sheky Awards. What do you
when
want
you
from me?
do
That's
the
it.
when you do the Oscars a few years from now, which is kind of inevitable in my mind, I'm just going to show up and flash a smile. At you and see if you'd like give me an Oscar.
Henry deserves an Oscar. If anyone does, it's rubbish. If not,
Well, I guess based on the Oscars last year, they were just kind of throwing him out to whoever the heck they felt like giving him to, right? It's kind of right in step, as a matter of fact, isn't
yeah,
it?
that's kind of true. All right, let's blow through some technical awards here, shall we, Emma VP? Is this and by the way, shout out to the to the transcendent voice and music and beyond, and our good pal, of course, the one-man house band, Dick Banks, for doing all the voiceover and all the music, all the intros you hear, so on and so forth. Best uniform matchup. I'm going to leave this one blank because I'm cross with the Chiefs and Raiders.
That was a great one.
This is an important statement. No, I see that's the kind of nonsense that allows this to go on. Here's my statement. All right, you know what? I'm going to give one. I'm sorry. Take it back. Army, Navy, that is your best uniform matchup, especially out in the snow. That is your winner. But this is also a warning shot to all the NFL teams and all the college teams out there. When you play a rivalry game, and the Raiders and Chiefs is that, and there are any number of other examples, That's not when you mess with your uniforms. You don't go alt uniform. You go your most classic getup in the big game. You save that for the bums out there. You play the Browns in your alternate uniform. You don't play a rivalry game in that thing. UCLA and USC, a close runner-up here, but I'm leaving it vacant in the pro ranks this year because the Chiefs and Raiders, they had the best uniform matchup is when the Chiefs wear the red pants and go up to the East Bay and play the black jersey, silver pants, Oakland Raiders, and instead they did some nonsense with the color.
I tell you a missed opportunity, Dave, on the uniform. When a couple of weeks ago, when those Miami Dolphins broke out their 70s Dolphins uniforms, the Patriots, if they were like, oh, look, they're wearing that, what should they have done? Yeah. They should have broken out the Pat the Patriot.
The tricorn hat.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is perhaps the most difficult category to give out because the Czech Republic is proud and strong and has a strong citizenry. Across the big blue marble, we are a society that has no borders, and we have many great citizens within the Czech Republic. This year, the Czech Republican Citizens of the Year, Andrew Raby, keeping track all the time of the Red Challenge flag picks.
Yes.
At last check, I think it is, in fact, Cynthia Frelund.
I'm in last. I know that.
Are you?
I'm in last.
I think I am.
Well, I'm making a good push here down the home stretch here. But either way, thank you to Andrew Raby for all of his support and help us out. And he sent us a nice sign for Studio 66 that hangs to this day. Also, the best Photoshopper in all the land. He always responds within like 4 minutes after after I put out a dumb idea on Twitter or social media. Immediately we get his visual representation of that. Los Real Ali. Thanks for all the great work there. Thanks to everybody who sends us along meat pies and wines and crisps and whatever else. What money?
It's ridiculous.
Handsome.
It's ridiculous.
Can we just take a 5-minute break to eat this pie?
Go ahead, just eat your pie. You love this pie, Handsome. You weren't here to eat it.
She has managed to create a toasted marshmallow over a campfire and put it into a pie crust.
Wow, is that a great explanation of what it is?
It is a perfectly toasted marshmallow with a hardened crust and a soft center.
Deeker,
I'll give you a hug for that, Deeker.
Oh, we get a hug? Oh.
Because, man, my
really good. Really.
Yes,
you can eat it like a brownie almost.
Right?
Pick it up.
It's the best.
Wow, Deeker, that is excellent.
I don't know how you didn't win.
I don't know.
What is that? That makes the marshmallow. What is that?
Next, let's do best residual cereal milk.
That's an easy one.
I'd put this in cereal. In milk.
Ooh, that would be very good.
And then it would taste delicious.
You know, when you eat your cereal and then what's left, the milk left behind. I don't know. People might not be smart. They may
the easiest thing.
All right. The best residual cereal milk.
Frosted
Drum
Flakes.
roll, please.
You better get this right.
The people always want it to be Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Which it is.
Once again, though, it's Applejack.
Yeah,
is that right?
It's always
is that
Applejack.
right? The beautiful peach.
Always Applejacks, and you get those little red nuggets that fall off the rings
for you, Money.
and float around.
You usually have terrible taste in food.
What?
You have terrible
I'm not the one that
opinions
didn't say
in
this
food.
was the winner of the pie-off. That's you.
That's why we have to have the runner-up reckoning.
Maybe
at a date TBD.
No, I have figured it out. I have figured out what you've done here.
What's that?
You're motivating Deeker. You want to keep her on her toes. She's so good at baking that
I
if
learned
you just
it by
gave
watching
her,
you.
that if you just gave her these titles, that she wouldn't do what she now does.
That's how you motivate Emma VP with her TV guide write-ups. You let her know good enough is not good enough here. You better push yourself, Emma VP, and she's elevated her game. Yep. You're like Bob Knight, you know.
I'm not like
her
Bob
Damon
Knight.
Bailey.
How about we say I'm not like Bob Knight?
Now I need your help here real quick. Let's figure out the 2017 NFL Jenga piece. Of course, we talk about the Jenga theory all the time, and that is that in 21st century football, of course, there's no avoiding injuries. The trick is to avoid losing the wrong player, because if you remove the wrong piece, the whole thing will implode on you. We've seen that happen to a number of pro football teams. We leave out the QBs because, of course, if you take almost any team starting QB, the entire thing's going to fall apart. So, non-quarterback, Cindy, I start with you. Who is the 2017 Jenga piece? And, of course, Aaron Rodgers. Winners, Jordy Nelson we saw. Earl Thomas won it last year when he went down. We saw the Seahawks turn into junk, the ballyhooed Legion of Boom. Who is 2017's Jenga piece?
I think it might be Eric Berry.
Really? Even though they're going to win the division?
I think so. I think that's there's a huge difference between, like, they're so interception dependent now that if they don't get those turnovers, it's just that defense, teams can put up a bunch of yards against those defenses. And how are you going to solve Gronk without Eric Berry?
Well, I always said Gronk was the Jenga piece until Earl
He's
Thomas.
the ultimate. I mean,
except they won the Super Bowl without him, right. And the Seahawks just turned into mediocrity without him. Handsome Hank, how say you?
I mean, I was going to say Gronk. I still find it hard to believe that.
Hard to argue against after what we saw in Heinz Field.
We saw it in Miami the week before.
That's a great point. You might be right, because really, if you do think about that, specifically focusing in on the last 60 minutes of evidence that we saw, if you take Gronk out of that game, really, what would the Patriots have been left with? What would they have done to attack the Steelers?
A little bit of Deion Lewis.
No.
A little bit of James White. But
How about
not a
this?
win.
How about this? It's going to be Antonio Brown. Looking right at you, Shek, when I say it.
I don't know, though.
It'll
If you
end
took
up
Levy
being-
and Bell out of the mix, that team wouldn't fall apart.
Let's see. Let's see what happens. Let's
I
see
think
what
Todd-
happens
you know
when
what?
you don't
If
have
you're
to
going
worry
on-
about
if you're
Antonio
saying
Brown
people who
running
didn't
around
get
here.
hurt, I guess I thought you'd had to be hurt to be the Jenga piece. But, like,
No, it could be
Todd
anybody.
Gurley.
Take
would
anybody
be,
out
Todd
of the mix.
Gurley would be a really big loss, too. Like, you take Todd – I mean, look, I think the Rams are a good offense, absolutely. But you take Todd Gurley out of there, I think it's a much tougher sledding.
I'm going to go with – give me a drum roll, please. I'm tempted to go with Aaron Donald, too, but –
Todd Gurley's a good one. I didn't realize they could still be healthy. My mistake.
Doesn't have to be
I
somebody
didn't
who's
think
hurt.
so. I thought it was.
I'm 100% with Cynthia. That team is not on pace to win 12 games without Gurley. Because Goff, if you look at his numbers, they're pretty pedestrian, especially these these last 4 weeks. It's really been a lot of Gurley.
What about
They've been
Odell
playing some good
Beckham?
teams.
Except that they were 0-4 when he got
They
hurt.
were
Right.
0-4 when he got hurt.
Yeah.
Their
But he wasn't
O-line
100%, remember. He got hurt in the preseason.
Even if you
Tried
had
to come
him,
back.
their O-line was still such a big problem. Then what? The defense would just bracket him, and then what?
Yeah, you know what? I would have said midseason Dalvin Cook, but that team's not missed a beat without the rookie there. The award goes to, drum roll, please.
We're all eating, that's why.
Let's make it Gronk. It's got to be Gronk. I think that's the right answer. We're overthinking it, I think.
I think it's Gurley.
I think Gurley's a great answer, though, legitimately. Maybe it should be Gurley. No, we're going to stick with Gronk. All right, let's get to it then. The best non-football playing guest.
Big one.
We had a lot of,
reigning champ right here.
I will
this
say.
This guy right here, reigning champ.
Between Colleen Wolfe and Handsome Hank and Matt Money Smith and Cindy Frelund, our cup runs over with big-time talent coming in here. Matt Harmon, Matt Franciscovich, Patrick Claybon, Mark Iztuk. But these are ones who visit us from beyond the ranks of NFL media. Take it away, best non-football playing guest.
The nominees for best non-football playing guest are Will Brinson.
So are you bleeping kidding?
Kay Adams and Kyle Brandt.
I was on the red carpet last night. I did it wrong.
I think he's going to be president someday. I wish he was my dad.
Brian Baumgartner.
Did you think that you had another Cardinal story on your hands?
Bald Brian.
Emily Blunt into Tomorrow. She shoots a time-traveling man stuck in a time loop in that movie, as well as Looper.
And John Gonzalez.
My life couldn't be going worse, could it?
Sound of there we go. Ooh, this is a tough category, and I haven't rendered a verdict yet. Generally speaking, I don't make my decision until I sit down. I want to have as much time as possible to consider these. Handsome, who would you vote for there?
I mean, that's very difficult. I think. I mean, I
this
love,
is spreading the blame. So
right.
I
love Brinson's take.
Yeah.
Or takes. He's been on multiple times. I'm trying to think. I like the single entity of Kay and Kyle.
My problem there is
K's.
that Kyle's a football playing guest. Kyle played football in college.
I don't count it.
Yeah.
When I say football, I mean.
Nor does D'Angelo Williams, apparently. I don't know if you saw the segment.
Yeah,
where
they had a
it was a rather
they had a
awkward
little
exchange last week on Good Morning Football.
Oh, no.
What happened?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
we
I
haven't
got
the
it.
Find
time.
it on the internet.
Emma VP saying speed it along, and she's
Sorry.
the head writer. I'm reading the script, and there was no place for this detour here. Money, who's your vote?
Well, I like the funny. And, because for me, it's not about the money. It's about the funny. And
I think someone famous once said that.
perhaps they did. Somebody not funny at all, as a matter of fact.
And yet he once sold a sitcom.
Yes.
They made a pilot out of it and then never went to series, but still.
Yeah.
How did that happen? Anyway,
who are you talking about?
Because life isn't fair. That's why it happened. I love Bald Brian. I can listen to Bald Brian day in.
Is that right?
Day.
From the Adam Carolla show.
Love Bald Brian. Big fan.
That's terrific. Well, we love everybody on this list here, including Gonzo, the better half. No, that's the opposite of that. I don't want to cause any strife at home there. Kay and Kyle, great taking time out of their busy schedules in Philadelphia to join us. The 2017 Sheky for Best Non-Football Playing Guest goes to Will Brinson. Wins it. He wins it because of this. Because he comes on this dumb show and announces and just basically agreed with me about a year ago when I declared in front of the 2016 NFL season that by the end of the season that Matt Ryan would be considered the fourth best quarterback in the NFC South, and then went on to win the MVP. He had to wear it at the Super Bowl this past February along with me, getting heat from all the Falcons fans. You idiots! And he just agreed with me. He just went along with
It wasn't
those.
his point. Oh, that's great.
I feel bad for him, but
it wasn't me. I was just there.
And if you love the funny stuff, Brinson's always great fun as well. So congratulations to Brinson. Next up, this is a good one. Best movie Dave watched this year. Take it away, Dick Banks.
The nominees for Best Movie Dave watched this year are Baby Driver, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Get Out, and Creed.
I just watched Creed on the airplane.
Surprisingly current.
I know. Well, of course,
Get Out is terrifying.
Important to note that a couple of things. First of all, again, these are not movies that were necessarily released in 2017. They're just movies I watched in the past year, and I think I deserve a real pat on the back. Just to shake it up, and I really did this.
You did some work.
I really willfully did this year. I did not watch The Godfather in full. I did not watch Empire Strikes Back, ones that would definitely win in almost any calendar year. I avoided those so that the category would be more spellbinding.
Well done.
You're a good man.
You care about the people.
And you'll also note the new Star Wars is not on this list.
I've not seen it yet.
I did watch it.
I haven't watched it yet.
No,
I watched it through my children's eyes, and that made me appreciate it a little bit more. But if I were evaluating it on its own merits as an advocate of the Star Wars, lineage,
not better than Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Well, that also wasn't that good too.
I didn't think it was either.
Yeah, let's get to it. Guess what? We got a little shake-up here. Drum roll, please. You heard the nominees. Last night we had a late entry, and it steals the show, Princess Bride.
Yeah, there we go.
The kids loved it. They went crazy for it. What's not to love about that movie?
Nothing.
I really think that's a movie that is it's sort
timeless.
It's sort of like Lonesome Dove. Have you ever read Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurtry?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's impossible. I've never met anybody who's like, yeah. Everybody loves that book. You could be an 87-year-old woman, or you could be
a 14-year-old,
a 12-year-old guy. You would love that movie.
Yep.
Love that book.
And the movie.
Same goes for Princess Bride. Now,
I'm just glad it wasn't Get Out. I hated it.
Best book I read this year. Drum roll, please. Speaking of books,
Green Eggs and Ham.
N.A. I didn't read a book for the I think for like the 8th Circuit or something like that. Now let's
Horrible.
Well, I didn't read a book.
Come on. You're a guy that throws out Lonesome Dove, and now you're going to say I'm not reading books anymore? Come on, Shek.
I'll try to get back to it in 2018. Listening.
My bet is
I think that's the new thing. You heard about movies, right, Money? What do I need the book for when I can watch a movie now, right?
Your mind's eye. You got to sharpen the focus of your mind's eye, Shek.
Yeah.
You're creative.
I got
man.
enough troubles going on in my brain.
Yeah.
I don't need to fill it with more nonsense. All right, let's get to the Speaking of which, as if on cue, like Lenny and Squiggy and Laverne and Shirley, let's get to the most overused Shek bit.
The nominees for most overused Shek bit are predicting the Steelers' record,
13-3
Shush.
is the final record. When I get my parade, then I'll stop.
tooting your own horn for believing in the LA Chargers,
I don't know if you've been paying attention, but Dameshek picked the Chargers to win the division in August.
making Emma VP play the outro music multiple times,
You happy holidays. One more time. See,
Oh my God.
He's a bum, says Brinson.
Whoa.
I gotta wait a second. See, I wasn't ready yet. I was signing off.
shrill impression of Handsome's mom,
His coat is red and always has been. You know what? I don't.
That
It's
may
a tough
make a
category
return.
this year.
I
huh?
reject. Yeah, it is tough category, and Emma VP gets to award it as usual. But Emma VP, as a reminder, life is not a bit, and when life is playing out the way I said it, 13-3, they can't call that a bit. That's ingenious. That's reading the future. That's seeing the future before it arrives.
Okay.
All right, let's say what you want. That's how I want justice. Emma VP, take it away.
All right. The winner of overused bit is making MVP play the outro music multiple
That's
times.
not overused. People love it.
I love
It's
that one.
overused.
Never gets old.
As in, we do it every show. So
Right.
it's, by definition, I guess it's overused. But
And a bit.
And a bit. You know when the music's going to hit.
Well.
You know.
I don't know. You know what? Sometimes maybe, money gives you the tough love. Sometimes maybe.
I don't feel like I give her the tough love.
I think it's you, Dave.
I think you're right. I think
I don't
he's
know what any
projecting,
of
Emma.
this, I don't know what any of that's about. All right, let's get to some more technical awards. These were handed out earlier in the week here, just like they do with those dumb like editing short animated movie and in a different language or whatever. Here we go. Worst food to eat after brushing your teeth.
Ooh.
That's always a tough one. Money.
The go-to obviously is orange juice, but I'll tell you, I'm a coffee guy, and coffee is not good right after you brush your teeth. And it's not necessarily the taste; it's just you're disappointed in yourself. You're like, you get the coffee stains on your teeth. I just brushed them, and now
start again.
I'm going right back to the coffee, and it's just it's an emotional experience for me. That's why, and I do it every morning. I brush my teeth. I come downstairs.
I kind of don't mind that minty hint that you get with
Mint
that
coffee.
combo. Yeah, you can get that in certain places. Cindy, how say you?
I really don't like eating candy after just brushing my teeth. I
Okay.
feel real guilty. Kind of
Fair.
the same thing. I feel
Fair.
a little guilty, and it doesn't ever taste as good. And if I'm going to, I want a good bag of Skittles. They just don't taste right.
Fair. Handsome.
It's an extension of the orange juice, but it's I love to eat in the morning some toast. And I like to put on my toast some orange marmalade.
Marmalade. I knew we were going
Citrus.
to marmalade.
Orange marmalade.
Marmalade.
Citrus. Yeah, and then you have that after you brush your teeth. That's not a good taste.
I am going to go with the 2017 Sheky Award for worst food to eat after brushing your teeth. This is an ironic one, especially given who is sitting at this table. It's a wiener with ketchup on it.
You're such a jerk. You're such a.
I don't want. That's not a jerk. I thought that was a nice olive
You
braid.
know what? I show up here. I'm part of the Shekys, and this is the thanks I get. A hot dog with ketchup conversation breaks out.
That's I was saying. I don't want that after I just brushed my teeth. I thought that was a
Cheap.
nice deed.
It's cheap.
In what situation would that happen? When would you be like, how does that?
I've just brushed my teeth. What do you know? Here's
Oh,
a
look,
ketchup
here's
and a hot
ketchup
dog
and a
waiting
hot
for
dog.
me. See, that's right, Henry.
Well, if you
that's
offered
right.
me a wiener, I would say, well, I got to put ketchup on it and be like, I
Right.
brushed my teeth, but
I'm going to surprise you one
a
moment.
cheap shot is what it
when,
was.
When I think you've just brushed your teeth. And
Here's
come
another
at you
ironic
with it.
one. Worst smell. Here we go. Drum roll, please. Worst smell of 2017. It's ketchup 4 minutes after your meal is completed. Ketchup smells good, and like a lot of foods smell really good when they come out, but if you're done eating and then you leave the room and you come back in, you're like, what is that horrendous smell? Oh, it's food. I just ate
ketchup's
that.
a terrible
and ketchup after you eat it. If it's sitting on the plate for a few minutes.
Oh, it's gross.
You ever
It's
sit in the
sugary.
cubicle
Yeah.
when somebody's eating the ketchup fries or whatever,
Starts to
and they leave
coagulate
it
a
out
little bit.
after, but it happens in the blink of an eye.
Same thing with ranch. You leave ranch out, that is awful.
Yeah, ranch should be banished from the planet. ranch.
Mayonnaise ranch.
I hope you're not going to Hidden Valley anytime soon.
It is a real place, actually.
Yes, it is.
All right. Best MVP TV guide genre. There were many great ones from which to choose this year. Is there any sort of lead into this, MVP?
Nope, just...
We're going to throw it at this.
Emma, what was the one that I really lost it? You had one that really blew me down this year.
You like the Westerns.
Yes, the Westerns. Oh, the Western was something.
That's my winner.
I liked the one with the like One Tree Hill with the
the comedy
teen dramas.
The YAs.
Thank you.
The YAs, right?
Yeah.
The young adults.
Yep. Yes, I love
Emma
that
VP,
one.
come and get your award. But first give yourself a drum roll. The award goes to decided by committee. It's Emma VP, the head writer of the show.
Earned it. Well
You
done,
can
Emma.
go. You can go back around.
Well done.
That's enough. I've had it with I've had it with being shown up on my own show by Emma VP.
You're the one that called her in here.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I know. I felt like that was
You made your bed.
It was the nice thing to do, and now that moment has come and gone. All right, let's move on with best condiment. Always a good one here. Let's get to it. You have your giardiniera, you have your ketchup, you have your dark mustard, you have your blue cheese.
I believe we were in agreement on this last year. I believe we both hit this one last
What was that? Blue cheese?
It was
last
hot
year?
sauce.
Ugh, blue cheese is.
Oh, we went with
it was hot sauce. Yeah.
We went with a Frank's Red Hot.
Frank's Red Hot.
Yep. We did park our cars in the same garage. All right, let's get to it. The 2017 best condiment. I know what the score is. I don't need your help, Handsome Hank and Emma VP. The best condiment in 2017. It's ketchup. I don't care. I don't care whatever else I said. It's still
egregiousness will not stand.
But
how are you going to invite me to your house and then insult me?
I'm not talking about it 4 minutes after I'm done with it. I'm talking about it when I'm putting the meats and such into my face.
Take the ketchup challenge then. Only ketchup for you next year. Only ketchup. You won't last 2 days.
Why? Who said I had to live by that rule?
I could do it hot sauce. If you said, hey, next year you get one condiment hot sauce, I'd say fine. I'm good with that. I'm good.
Best side dish. Ready? Drum roll, please. This is another hot one.
Ketchup.
You know my feelings on stuffing. I think we have successfully gotten stuffing more into the American zeitgeist over the last few years. You're seeing it pop up in restaurants and available round the year.
That is accurate, actually.
Coincidence?
You were ahead of the curve on stuffing.
Probably. I love what Big Brussels Sprouts doing, putting to shame all the other produce out there. I mean, nobody liked cauliflower and Brussels sprouts 8 years ago,
So
and now they're
frying them and putting them everywhere. Yeah.
Right, but you know what? That was available. That same thing could have happened with any vegetable, but only the Brussels sprout went out there and said, you know what? Let's turn the world upside down, and they have done it successfully. Your best side dish for 2017, Emma VP, is the onion ring.
I like an onion ring. I like an onion ring.
What good onion rings I ate in 2017. Welcome to my belly, and welcome to the
anything else you want to add? Anything you like to put the onion rings in? Anything you want to dip them in before?
Put it on a burger. Oh yeah, well I mean they go famously.
Smother it in ketchup.
They go famously with ketchup. Yes.
Hey Dave, can I ask you a question?
You may.
Where did broccolini come from? It's like broccoli had a younger sister that they'd been kept hidden away for a long time.
Took a trip to the Italian Riviera, had an affair,
came
and
home with broccolini. Like, where did broccolini come from? And then that covered in garlic and butter.
Yeah, broccoli had an affair with rigatoni, and
is butter a condiment?
bastard child was broccolini.
Broccolini.
Is
I like
butter a condiment?
Depends what part of the states you're in.
Because I think butter might be the best condiment.
Well, you know what?
It's a good question.
It's a great question.
You know what, Cynthia Frelund? I feel like, and I'm fluid enough that I can do that. Speaking of fluid, give me the drum roll again. Best condiment. Drawn butter.
Yes.
Why does lobster and king crab leg get all the attention? You dip anything into drawn butter.
Literally
it tastes delicious.
Yeah.
Like literally, like a.
Why do I pay $68 to get a lobster?
You pay to get the butter.
Yeah, just give me a loaf of white bread. I'll dip that into the drawn butter.
Okay.
It'll be delicious too. Right? Good for you.
Well
Sid.
done, the two of you.
Nicely done. I hope that makes up for the slight of your the first letter in your name.
I've eaten, so I'm less hangry.
All right. Now, Best Sideline Reporter. We had 3 great ones this year. Spaghetti making a late push. The inaugural, the first ever, was Sideline Savvy, of course. Sideline Indy did gangbusters work. I think her best work was with Julian Edelman right after he won the Super Bowl. Unshaken, unintimidated. She looked him squarely in the eye and said, "What's it like to date a supermodel?" That was a nice question, I think. Or maybe I asked that one. I don't remember. Either way, let's hear the nominees properly.
The nominees for Best Sideline Reporter are Sideline Savvy.
Sideline Savvy here in the green room with LT, the one and only. So entering divisional rounds, what do you think is going to happen?
Sideline Indy.
Sideline Indy here with 2-time Super Bowl champion Julian Edelman. How did it go in there?
I think it went pretty smooth. With all the Yiddish and all that stuff going on in there.
And Eddie Spaghetti.
Sideline Spaghetti here with singer-songwriter Ryan Cabrera. Ryan, how are you?
Doing fantastic.
First question, you related to Detroit Tigers Miguel Cabrera?
See, Spaghetti gets zany in there. This one was voted on exclusively. We can hear your opinions, but there will be no swaying of the vote because it has already been tabulated by the Czech Republic via Twitter. Who is our winner, Emma VP?
Our winner for Best Sideline Reporter is Eddie Spaghetti.
Thank you, everyone, for voting for me to win Best Sideline Reporter for the DDFP. It's quite an honor. As we all know, the Shekys are the highest award anyone can receive in the entire world. If it was up to me, I would divide the Sheky into 3 parts, give a piece to India, give a piece to Savannah, and I'll keep a little piece. I'll keep the bottom part, but because they've done a great job. I'm great friends with them. They work super hard at what they do, and to win this award against them is it's bittersweet. Unfortunately, I'm back here in New York, and I have to celebrate Christmas here with my family. But I wish I was in studio.
Why does he want the bottom part? Why does he want the bottom part?
MVP playing him off.
Why does he want the bottom part?
MVP played him off as a pre-taped message.
Please, those of you listening to the audio pod, find the YouTube
Yeah, that's
video.
funny.
You have got to see it cut to Eddie in his childhood bedroom with the Pearl Jam, Bad Religion, Soundgarden concert posters hanging all over the place.
No losers here.
No.
Except for
He
Savvy
seems
and
happy
India.
to be home, though.
What?
I have to spend Christmas in New York with my family.
I have to.
I'm floored. I am actually surprised that's the way it went, but great work by all 3 of them this year. All right, next up, this is one I'm going to need some help on. This is the award no sports town wants to win, the Sonic Award. The Sonic Award started in the year that the Seattle Supersonics, with Kevin Durant, Rookie of the Year in tow, picked up and left the great city of Seattle to move to Oklahoma City. The same time, the Seattle Mariners, off of their 116-win season, was it? Is that what they had the year before? Were a terrible disappointment. The Seattle Seahawks didn't make the playoffs. The Washington Huskies and Wazoo combined to win 1 game. That victory came when one beat the other one.
Yeah.
So that was the worst year I'd ever seen in sports. It inspired me, so named the Sonic Award because of the Sonics' departure. The Sonic Award is given to the sports towns fans who suffered the most. Now, this doesn't have to be the worst winning percentage kind of thing. It has to
Just
do
suffering.
Yeah,
suffering. Like
right.
overall suffering?
It basically allows you to, right. Yeah, if you're a Chargers fan, you haven't suffered in the same way a Browns fan has in the last 10 years, but you've suffered nonetheless. So, all right, let's go around here real quick. Oh, do we have nominees here, Emma VP? All right, let's hear them.
The nominees for the 2017 Sonic Award are Oakland, Atlanta, Detroit, and Washington, D.C.
It's interesting. Philadelphia is always a contender. Last year, by the way, Cincinnati claimed its first Sonic Award. The Bungles shamed themselves once again, and the Reds were a bum team. University of was irrelevant in their sports.
I mean, to me, it's not even close.
Well,
it's not even close either.
Philadelphia is almost always in
but
the
they had
mix.
Nova.
They avoid it.
They had Nova.
Right. So they
they're
avoided
good there.
Right. They avoided it for the
And
last
the Eagles
couple
are
of
good.
years, and the Eagles were good.
Right.
So they're
and
now
the 76ers are good too.
Atlanta and D.C. always seem to somehow find their way into this mix too. New York City has won it once before, improbably. It's hard for L.A. and New York to win just because of the preponderance of teams. How can they all be bad? One year in New York they were. I forget if that was 2 or 3, 4 years ago. Pittsburgh actually even won it once about 3-4 years ago. But anywho, money. I'll start with you then.
It's
if you have a
D.C.
strong opinion.
It's D.C. to me, and it's not even close because the Caps win the President's Trophy every darn year or every other year, or they'll go on a magical run in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs, and then they will always let you down, and they will do it in dramatic fashion. It is, and you know how diehard hockey fans are. I mean, it is a kangaroo double kick to the chest type of letdown with the Caps. The Nats have been really, really good. They've had to deal with injuries or matching up with the Cubs or the Dodgers when those two teams have been powerhouses at the same time. Now they're staring at the last year of Bryce Harper. Perhaps he's going to leave. The Wizards, again, really good, just not LeBron James. And the Cavs, and obviously the Redskins, well, they're not it either. It's just a lot of close, but not enough.
Can I make an argument for Detroit?
You can. I want to hear that compelling argument. Let's hear from Handsome here because he seemed to have a thought on.
Well, I just think Atlanta's. I mean, that 28-3 thing is coming up everywhere you go. If you're a Falcons fan, every time anything has the number 2, 8, or 3, and someone has turned it into a way to remind you of the shame that your team went through. Yeah, but there's making
losing it in that fashion.
Losing
you're
it
right.
in that fashion is a very
nobody had a
painful,
worse loss in
exactly.
2017.
And apparently Kyle Shanahan was their Jenga piece.
Might have been the Jenga piece, exactly.
Very strange.
I agree. Making the Super Bowls, obviously, you should be happy with that. But
a horrible
most
pain,
99 times out of 100, that would be the case.
Lost their hockey team. They've the Braves stink after a 15-year run. They haven't been relevant in quite some time. Atlanta's an interesting choice.
It's
Cindy.
Detroit. There's no other way. First of all, the Red Wings, the hope of Detroit. First time they haven't made the playoffs since I'm born. That's heartbreaking. That's all we've got. Tigers. We gave away Justin Verlander. You know what he did? Yeah.
Won a World Series.
Yeah, he won a World Series.
Yeah,
okay, cool. Fired
point.
everyone. Detroit, the Lions. They're not going to make the playoffs, and they had an easy schedule, and they should have. And they couldn't even properly blow up the Superdome, or the Silverdome, rather. They couldn't even get it to blow up. It's so decimated in Detroit.
Not knowing how to implode a structure is disastrous.
Here's a case for Oakland.
And wait. And the Pistons, we started off hot. Where'd they go?
Not so good right now.
Gone.
Well, let me weigh in on Oakland, first of all. The A's are terrible again.
Golden State.
Yeah, Golden State saves them.
I know, but
so next year could be Oakland's year.
But the team is moving across
after this year
across the bay. That's
San Francisco.
That's awful. Wait, we're not just losing them. They're
at least you can still.
We just don't want to live in this neighborhood anymore. We'll be up there. You want to come see us? We're right around the corner from you. We just don't want to be this close anymore.
Raiders announce.
Raiders are leaving town.
But they're still there. They're still there.
But they were going to be there and
they got Marshawn
and
Lynch.
Instead, they were there and they
got like their hometown honey.
Sharks, Sharks are that's
similar to the Caps.
What the hell is the Sharks?
The hockey team.
What the hell is the Sharks?
Wait, they call the Oakland Sharks.
The 2017 Sheky Award or Sonic Award goes to. By the way, you could make a case for Phoenix as well with the Coyotes, but the Snakes render that
right. Good run by
out
the
of
Snakes.
Contention, but that saves them. But the Cards, a big disappointment this
year. ASU.
As well. Yep. The winner of the 20. Give me one more drum roll there. Motor City.
Yeah, you made a great case.
What you forgot there, Handsome. Wait, you didn't even the reason Michigan gets it or Detroit gets it over Atlanta is Georgia. Is good. Yeah. Michigan, another disappointment.
A stinker.
Jim Harbaugh, the savior, not saving a whole lot of anything.
Yeah, but Georgia's Athens. I mean, Atlanta's got Georgia.
Okay,
They're not very good.
but even going an hour away,
counts.
Michigan State was crap this year too. So
what's that?
And if you go an hour away from Detroit,
Michigan
State is crap too. Michigan and Michigan State were not.
And you know what? I did not even consider the Silverdome aspect.
The Silverdome.
That really does help it out. All right. Oh, this is This is a really tough one to call this year, and it's a category that's really come out of nowhere over the last couple of years. Best impression on DDFP.
The nominees for Best Impression are
It's exciting.
Matt Money Smith as New York sports fan.
But you know what was going on in 85, Hostetler? That's what was going on.
Dave Dameshek as Handsome Hank's mom.
But my boy needs to get his clothing and such that is not in Los Angeles.
And Dave Dameshek as Greg Rosenthal.
Yeah, man, you win. Better luck next time, Dave. Better luck. That's a pretty good one, I have to say. Handsome. I don't know how you didn't make the final cut. Your Dameshek is pretty strong. You want to share it with us?
Hi and hello, football fans. It's Dave Dameshek. Thin slice of heaven.
You know what? Now that I hear, I'm glad you could bring it back. It wasn't that good. All right, let's get to it. Any thoughts on this, Cindy?
Wow, this is a really tough one, and I just
didn't even get my Chris Wessling in there either. I feel like from Tybee Island and all that. Get over there, Huckapoos and
Huckapoos.
I don't like the Bengals. They disappointed me one too many times. Cindy,
I mean, I've got to say that because the sheer volume of your voice goes so high with Hank's mom, that one that one puts me off a little bit. So it's really come down to New York sportsman or Greg Rosenthal.
My voice,
it is a shriek.
My regular voice is
so pleasant,
shrill and annoying. I've somehow figured out how to make it even more annoying. That's terrific. All right, the 2017 Sheky Award for Best Impression goes to Mad Money Smith.
Yeah, there we go. I got two this year.
Is he our first time
ever
campaign? I believe he might be.
There's a couple people I want to thank. Number one, not you, Francesca. We need you. We need you. You're the voice of our conscience. Number two, I don't want to thank you either, Russo. Too much baseball. Nobody cares about the Mets.
When you
Get
talk
over
about
it.
two, there's only one number two. The Captain Jeets.
And big thank you to Jeets for sending us Giancarlo Stanton.
Although
we love it.
Brian Leach is a number two as well. 2 2s, and now I got two. I'm sorry, I stole your moment there.
Let me tell you something. If the Knicks would have given the Jets permission to use Charlie Ward at quarterback, they would have won a Super Bowl.
Larry Johnson wore 2 2, I think. I don't know. A lot of twos in the number one city on the face of the earth.
I want to say thank you for this award. I couldn't be there because I had to come home to see my family for Christmas. My parents forced me to come home. I wanted to stay out there to be part of the Shekys, but Dick and Judy said, you got to come home, Eddie. So here I am in my bedroom. Look at the Pearl Jam and the sound.
I'm no better than the old lady in the coffee shop from Go. That's a Pearl Jam reference.
Release.
It's so cold here I have to wear my corduroy. There's another PJ reference. Boom and bang.
Bang.
All right, let's get to it. Wait, you know what? There's one more I did want to give out, and because he requested it specifically, I can't imagine he has much use for it, but you know what? One good turn deserves another. I did take his I took his toaster oven. And he's so proud to have that toaster oven. Oh, I'll beat all comers in pro football trivia. Until one Dave Dameshek walked into the Around the NFL door and took it. I whipped him, but good. But you know what? He wanted one of these, and for the year he's been through, he is a hero to us all.
Yes, he is.
The smartest football guy, that's for sure.
Wesley.
And I think he read more books than I read this year, too. So I think
we all did.
I think we all
did. Each of us read more books.
My children read more books.
Yes.
I've read more books than you in the past day.
To be fair, I did read, see, now that you say children's books, I read any number of children. Or I read the same, 4 children's books about 78 times each. Right. All right, this is for you, Chris Wessling.
Yay.
Let's hope. Yep. Let's assume we trust 2018 and beyond will be brighter for you. And by the way, split this with Lakeisha, who also works with us at
he gets to
meeting.
Keep the bottom part.
Right.
Yeah.
He'll want to keep the bottom part. Everyone.
Spaghetti wants to. Well, I'd like to cut this in 3 parts and keep the bottom half of. First of all, let's see him actually do that, because when people say they want to do that, they rarely actually do. Well, nothing's stopping you, man. Hey, Spaghetti, go ahead and chop
Thanks for a little bit of junk that you gave me, which is what it would be.
All right. It all leads to this, as it does each and every
Last
year.
award.
The granddaddy of all Sheky Awards. This award was argued. I'm going to name drop because I was once attacked, and to show my fortitude. It doesn't make a difference who's trying to make and how strong the argument is. I once sat at a wedding reception and for an hour was shouted at by one Jimmy Kimmel and Adam Carolla, well, those two people, trying to shame me out of my support of a certain fruit, and people gathered around, and I was undeterred, and that really is what launched the Sheky Awards into the 21st century. Now it's time for the 2017 winner of Best Fruit. Take it away, Dick Banks.
The nominees for Best Fruit are Red Seedless Grape,
2016 champ,
Honey Crisp Apple, and Watermelon.
Not seedless watermelon. Because
Well,
you went
I mean-
red seedless grape. You didn't go genetically modified organism seedless
You know
watermelon.
what? I'm assuming that we're going with the thinner rind and the seedless watermelon.
It's just because you said seedless.
You're right. That's fair.
I want to make sure.
I also want to point out that worst fruit, again, I didn't mention it earlier. Worst fruit is pomegranate.
You don't like to see.
Who this
it's so
pomegranate
difficult.
thinks it is? Talk about a tough skin. This thing is it's like a rock to break through. And then once you get into it, then it's all buried, all the little seeds. And when you try to get them out, half of them pop before you can ingest them.
Annoying.
And they stain all your clothes. And there's that weird white
Hands.
stuff surrounding them, like it's some desirable thing to dig out, like gold out of the mud. And gold has value. Once I get that one, it doesn't satisfy. Even once I get it, makes my teeth feel chalky and weird.
I'd
Shame
love to
on
push
you,
back, but I can't.
pomegranate.
Hank, if you want to, go ahead. I'm not a pomegranate guy either.
No,
I'm with you.
No.
We're with you. Okay.
All right, so we're done with
A
your
winner.
announcement.
Winner is.
the winner?
Red Seedless Grape had a very strong year. The Honey Crisp always has a strong year. Watermelon overall, another down year for fruit. I think they're resting on their laurels too much collectively. And I'm going to put my foot down in 2018. In the meantime, the 2017 Sheky Award for Best Fruit goes to... It's the Honey Crisp Apple. It's back on top. It's the king of all fruits.
Too big of a bite.
It's the apple of my eye.
Yet my apple pie came in third.
I don't
Honey
like it.
Crisp apples.
That was a testament to the quality of the pie you make because I don't like cooked apples.
That's a good-looking apple. I don't think it's a Honey Crisp, but it's a good-looking apple. I think it's a Washington Red.
Not a Honey Crisp.
Definitely not a Honey Crisp.
What do you think? I'm going to the store to stop off and
Yes.
I think
get
it's
one
a-
in advance?
Is this the
Washington
Sheky?
Red or
That
the
what?
Gala.
Is this the Shekies
Might
or
be
is
a
this not?
gala.
Hey, can I just ask Emma, how
Take your two Sheky Awards.
Yeah,
stick 'em in your ears.
two-time winner this year.
how does Emma feel about
Yay.
presumably printing up a bunch of envelopes that you were supposed to
Oh, yeah.
open dramatically
I did.
to announce the awards?
They're all
and they're all still sitting next to you, unopened.
I see Rosenthal behind the glass.
Yep, and Wes and Sass.
You didn't get the award. You were nominated for Best Impression, but you didn't win. Whatever. Gronk's good. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, maybe they shouldn't have tried the single Gronk with Sean Dean. I don't know. But they're both good teams. I could see the Patriots losing to the Steelers. I don't know.
I think we have an early favorite for next year.
Is Wes back there? Come get your
There's
award.
Wes. Yeah, you
fella.
got a
Come
Sheky
get
here,
your
Wes.
award.
All right. For Matt Money Smith.
Two-time
For Cindy
Sheky
Frelund,
winner in 2017.
Download the Game Theory and Money podcast for Handsome Hank doing gangbusters work across
There it is.
the
There's
big
your
blue
Sheky.
marble on behalf of pro football.
look at that.
There's Chris Wessling wearing velour. Very nice,
About
sir.
that. What is this, velvet? That is black velvet. It's glorious.
I'm going to wear
Yes.
this to Huckapoos. Everybody's going to look at that. I'm going to wear my cutoff shorts so I still fit in with all the regular local people down there. I don't want to seem like an L.A. fancy pants. But you bungles, I'm never turning back to you.
We've
All
already
right.
got our first two nominees.
Great work, Emma VP, on
Yes,
these
Emma.
very, very stupid awards
Another good
that
year.
you do every year. Great work, Emma VP. Ryan Bartlett, Eddie Spaghetti, everybody else behind the glass. professor and the pirate, all the rest of you.
What's
To the
Hanzus
Czech
eating back
Republic.
there?
Thanks.
Is Hanzus eating a kid's pizza or a quesadilla over there?
Empty hand Zeus wants a piece of pie. Deeker likes me better than she likes you, Dameshek.
Thanks for tuning in to the 22nd Annual Sheky Awards. From all of us at the DDFP, we wish you and yours a Happy New Year.